Manchester United and Chelsea both with insane comebacks. Florian Wirtz showing why Liverpool really needs him. And Joao Pedro shitting himself with Adama Traore. This is Premier League's matchday recap. Here we can start off with the league table of Arsenal staying in first with a huge 4-0 win against Leeds United. Manchester City drew 2-2 with Tottenham Hotspur. Aston Villa with a shocking defeat against Brentford. Manchester United with an amazing 3-2 win. Chelsea were being 2-0 down. Managed to get a 3-2 win against West Ham with a last-minute goal, Enzo Fernandez. Liverpool, after Florian Wirtz with a slow start of the season, him slowly picking back in form and scoring today, and had Liverpool with a 4-1 win against Newcastle. So Manchester United still in the top 4 in contention for Champions League football, and also with rumors hanging around that the 5th spot might go for the Champions League, might go to the Premier League. So top 5 of the Premier League will most likely head to that stage. So Liverpool, Chelsea, United, both competing, or all 3 competing for that spot. Maybe Brentford can sneak in there after a few good performances from there. And then, of course, relegation side, Wolves, Burnley, and West Ham has them down in the bottom 3 here. We'll go into the fixtures and see each match. Brighton against Everton. I expected a tie here. They both, Everton brought in reinforcements with such as Jack Grealish and Dewsbury Hall. And then you also have Brighton, who have a great young team here. Not young team, but a great team. And Brighton here with a great team here as well. With a 1-1 draw, pretty much expected. Didn't watch this match, but I got the prediction right that both of these teams will tie here. Arsenal 4-0 win. Victor Gyökeres scoring, I think, 3 games in a row. So him slowly, you have Gabriel Jesus coming back into the team and him scoring every week. And then you have Victor Gyökeres. You spend huge money on him. People are saying he's a flop. People are saying that Arsenal don't need him, but now he's scoring slowly and slowly. So I think he will be that main striker for Arsenal when the time comes. Madueke with the man of the match with a goal and assist. Kai Havertz, Trossard, this squad, for me, depth-wise, is amazing. Of course, they're going to be teams like Leeds United like this. For me, they're still my league title favorites, just because they have so much options in the team. It's not just their starting 11, it's their bench. They have a few injuries, but besides that, I think Arsenal are good in a long-term run with that. Bournemouth versus Wolves. Expected a Bournemouth win. They have a great team. Alex Jimenez, who joined from AC Milan. You have, I can't never say his name, but Evan Alisson, the Brazilian. You have Adli, who's in Bayer Leverkusen. They have a great team. Petrovic, who was a star of that match there. And you have Wolves, who have made no reinforcements after losing so many players these past few years. And they didn't take their money in well. So Wolves are 100% going to championship, and they need a fresh start from there. Chelsea versus West Ham. I saw they were 2-0 up, and I turned off the TV. I thought it was over with Wolves, but I was completely wrong. Or not Wolves, with Chelsea, but I was completely wrong. They made huge substitutions in the second half. Arsenal, I think, are 7 wins out of 6, I believe, or 6 other way around. So, great from the new manager there. Cole Palmer back, of course, in starting 11. Substitutions made a huge difference. Joao Pedro for going assist. Wesley Fofana with an assist and Cucurella with an assist. And then you had Adama Traore slamming Cucurella in the ground. And then, of course, the 2 red cards for just a single red card for West Ham for Todibo during that incident there. Huge fan of what Chelsea are doing. I like the players that they have. It's just, for me, they have too much players to stress over. Players are not developed yet that need developing, and it's kind of hard when you just keep on rotating the squad like that. Liverpool versus Newcastle, 4-1 win, huge win. I didn't expect that. They were 1-0 down at first. I said it's going to be another one of these matches, but it just wasn't the case as well. You had Ekitike, who's been a huge difference for Liverpool, great finisher, and then Florian Wirtz slowly picking back in form, and then, of course, Konate getting, I believe, his first goal of the season. Liverpool's backline has been a main issue this season, but slowly, I think they'll get there. Will Ernie Slot be manager at the end of the year? It depends if they get a Champions League spot, how high they finished in this year's Champions League, because they're definitely not winning the Premier League here. But huge win for Liverpool, especially against a decent side as Newcastle with Harvey Barnes. I rate highly. Anthony Gordon, of course. What's his name? I always forget his name. He comes off the bench now. Where is he? The German. I don't know how to forget his name. And then Elanga, who's pretty much one of the flops of the season. You spent so much of him from where was he playing? I don't think it was Brentford. I completely forget Brentford, but yeah, I mean it's just not great for Newcastle, especially trying to fight for a European spot. There, this one was my biggest shock. You have Aston Villa, who's been in such a great run, just to lose to Brentford, who are a good team. Don't get me wrong; they have great players. Um, but you expect a team like Aston Villa to secure a win like this, and it is weren't. Sancho started. Buendia, Tammy Abraham, brand new signing, Brendan Rodgers, just for them to lose. Not a bad squad, but there was that. Nottingham versus Crystal Palace, two teams that I rate pretty decently. 1-1 draw. Didn't watch this match. Both teams have great players. Igor Jesus, Yeremy Pino from Villarreal, of course. Brendan Johnson, the new signing from Tottenham. Um, but yeah, just I didn't really watch the match, but pretty much I would have had Crystal Palace win. This match was just unbelievable. 2-0 down, and Solanke comes in with a brace. I thought his first goal didn't count, but looks like it does. I don't know why my camera is so dark. But yeah, Solanke with a beautiful scorpion kick, similar to Olivier Giroud's. Um, yeah, City, Tottenham did help pretty much Arsenal in the title race to stop City from getting 3 huge points. And, that's really, really huge for Arsenal. Of course, Sunderland play with Burnley today. They play in 2 hours, so that match hasn't concluded yet. But yeah, great week of Premier League. Of course, the league table. Arsenal are up by 7 points, I believe. Right, 5, 6, 7. So and then Aston Villa, who could have clinched second place and could have been only 4 points away from Arsenal, but that loss didn't help them there. United, huge win, three wins in a row. That's huge for Manchester United. Of course, with top teams, you have City, you have Arsenal, and you have a good performing side, Fulham, who have been performing pretty decently for their standards. And next game is against Tottenham, and the next match is West Ham. So if they want to go 5-5 for that man to get a haircut, this is the chance here. Then, of course, you have Chelsea with 3 wins in a row as well, with Brentford, Crystal Palace, West Ham, and probably going to beat Wolves, going to be 4-4. Great starts for the both United and Chelsea manager. They've been winning games. May not be. I mean, Carrick has changed, of course, the whole structure of Manchester United there, and then Liverpool, who's always on and off. 3 draws in a row. Lost against Bournemouth last weekend, and then a huge win against Newcastle, and also a huge win in the Champions League against who they versed again. They won 6-0. Quarterback. So big goal, huge goal scored. Hopefully it carries on to Manchester City. That's going to be a fun match to watch there. Not a struggling City, just more of an inconsistent City squad. Brentford, Fulham, who have been performing great this season. And of course you have the mid-pack there. Newcastle shouldn't be down in 10th. They 100% should be towards the 6, 7, 8 mark. And then Tottenham, who are just 14th, which is just really shocking. They haven't won in 5 games, probably more than that. Next game is United, could be a loss. Surprised Thomas Frank is still there after this whole stint. I don't know why Thomas Frank is there. I think in January you should have just got a new manager and bring in players, because that's I'm really curious. Okay, yeah, they beat Frankfurt in the Champions League. When was their last Premier League win? They haven't won in 2026. That is mind-blowing. They have not won a Premier League game in 2026. That is crazy. And their next match, this is not looking old. I would be stressed out if I was a Tottenham fan. You have a good performing United, Newcastle, who 100% is capable of beating them. You have Arsenal, you have Fulham, who are also capable, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, and Nottingham Forest. They can technically lose every single one of these games. That is a terrible month. That is crazy. Sunderland, they should be Brighton, or theoretically they should probably win these 3. This one was going to be a good match. They should beat them. Chelsea might win that. Tottenham should be Everton. Oh, that's it. Dang, the Prem season is almost over. That's mind-blowing. But yeah, crazy week in Premier League football, and I'm excited for. Let's see the next matches. I'm still on Tottenham. Premier League. Next matches are Leeds versus Nottingham, United, Tottenham, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Arsenal, Sunderland, Burnley, West Ham, Fulham, Everton, Wolves, Chelsea, Newcastle, Brentford, Brighton, Crystal Palace, and Liverpool versus Manchester City.